WGDN, Alan Jackson on your home in the country. Tab Faber stepping into the studio with us this morning. Good morning, Tab. If you want to grab that microphone is ready to go, I believe. Mm-hmm. How you doing today?
Good morning. I'm doing great.
You got here a little bit on the early side, but that's all right. I don't know if you heard Sarah talking about this $10,000 find of this kid. How old was the kid?
I think he was 10.
10 years old in a hotel in St. Louis?
Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City. Tab, if you found $10,000, what would you do?
If I found $10,000.
There you go. What would you do?
It would be a moral dilemma, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
You'd have to turn it in. You don't know who's
right, but you probably would think about it, right? That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
You would have to do the right thing, but you would think for a few minutes. Right?
Absolutely.
And look at all that. I mean, you would just think about it. I'm not saying you would do the wrong thing, but you would think about it.
Let us know what you would do. 426-1031 is our telephone number. Right now, it's Rodney Atkins. Good morning. 103 FM, WGDN. Great music from the band Perry on your home in the country just after 7 o'clock. And a good morning, Steve Costin, Sarah Kyle, and Tab Faber joining us in the studio this morning. Tab is part of an organization, a very active member of We the People of Gladwin County. And I understand, Tab, that you guys are going to be having a special picnic coming up.
Absolutely. Love to share it with you. Hopefully people can come out and visit.
All right.
This picnic and our upcoming movie nights, we're going to make you aware of that too. It's going to be I think it's the third Thursday of every month, and it's going to go probably throughout the rest of the year. Over at the
Cedar River Chapel.
Okay, a movie night. Mm-hmm. What's that mean?
It's like an educational experience.
Absolutely. We're going to try to find some educational, spiritual movies that people can to view and learn from.
Like, give me an example.
The last one we watched was Agenda, the grinding down of America, and it really was about how we really need to reevaluate where we are as Americans and get back to a very fundamental Christian belief, stronger families, and it was really interesting, a little on the scary side, but interesting.
Well, wait a minute. Sarah, are you part of this organization, We the People?
I am part of We the People.
Oh, that's how you knew so much about it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tab's not a stranger. Yeah, I've been part of We the People since nearly the beginning. Tab and Kurt Koster, and you guys were pretty much the beginning.
Yep.
And I've been trying to make as much as I could. My schedule gets a little busier, but
it is so. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, Tab, but it is so difficult to pull Sarah's political views out. It's so tough.
Right. I've been working on it for years.
Yeah.
She's so reserved and just very.
And anyone who's ever listened to us knows that's not true. So when is the picnic, Tab?
Well, the picnic is it's Saturday, June 15th, 12 p.m. at Ross Park. There is a $10 charge with kids 16 and under free. With that, food and light refreshments will be provided, and all the proceeds are going to go to support the most principled primary candidates in our upcoming midterm elections.
Very good. Hey,
so this isn't really going to pay anyone's salary. This isn't even going for the speakers. This really is going back into the candidates. We want good, strong libertarian or liberty-minded candidates.
Yep. Really, it's an effort by We the People of Gladwin County to help folks recognize whether they align ideologically with free markets, limited government, and personal responsibility, as well as whether folks align with traditional conservative family values and the belief that this country was founded on religious biblical principles. And if so, we want to try to help them recognize potential political candidates that will line up with those beliefs and represent them properly in this government. If we believe in representative government, that we're represented now, then we also must believe that the current confusion in our political leadership is a direct reflection of our apathetic culture. We want to help folks understand that this is each and every one of our responsibility to consistently vote according to our values.
And I think an important part, of this whole movement is voting according to values and not according to a letter. So we're going to talk more with Tab Faber coming up.
This is your home in the country, 103 FM. Good morning. Right now it's George Strait, and very positive song for you this morning, I Hate Everything. On your home in the country. 103 FM, WGDN. John Anderson, Money in the Bank. Steve Costa along with Sarah Kyle and Tab Faber joining us in the studio from We the People. And, of course, Tab has been talking about this special event they have coming up on June 15th. It's a Saturday at 12 o'clock, Ross Park in Beaverton, simply to gain awareness for what the We the People group is doing. And We the People and Tea Party, is that the same thing?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, the media's done a pretty good job of tarnishing that name Tea Party, but it's really the same tenets.
Right.
Oh, really? I kind of thought it was a good thing.
It is a good thing. It's fantastic.
Well, one thing I wanted to find out is, mentioning whether We the People was going to become a political party or not. Of course, the IRS is wanting to give you guys status as a political party. Is that correct?
No, they do not want to
do
give.
not.
Right, do not. They don't like the Tea Party movement.
Go ahead.
Well, I believe the Tea Party, from my experience from different people across the state, is, we have two viable political vehicles to utilize in the Democrats and Republicans, and we had to find one that most closely aligned with, conservative religious principles. And so we picked the Republican Party, and our job as the Tea Party movement throughout the state is to actually get in and move that party right of center. That's our idea.
Okay. Sounds pretty good. So you have this big event coming up, and you have several speakers.
And a band. Right. So who are the speakers?
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. We've got Dave Agema coming. He's our state national committee man, or state committee man who represents us nationally. He's going to have a great speech. We've got local conservative leader Gary Glenn, president of the American Family Association. He's coming to speak. Also, we're blessed to have the local Christian band Second Mile.
Right.
All right, so this is 12 noon on Saturday, June 15th. We're going to be talking with Tab throughout this hour and finding out a little bit more about We the People and the Tea Party and what you guys stand for and what you're trying to accomplish. Maybe we can do that in the next break.
Sounds good.
This is your home in the country. Right now, it's Jay Cohen. FM, WGDN. John Anderson, Money in the Bank. Steve Coaston along with Sarah Kyle and Tab Faber joining us in the studio from We the People. And of course, Tab has been talking about this special event they have coming up on June 15th. It's a Saturday at 12 o'clock, Ross Park in Beaverton, simply to gain awareness for what the We the People group is doing. And We the People and Tea Party, is that the same thing?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, the media's done a pretty good job of tarnishing that name Tea Party, but it's really the same tenets.
Right.
Oh, really? I kind of thought it was a good thing.
It is a good thing. It's fantastic.
Well, one thing I wanted to find out is, mentioning whether We the People was going to become a political party or not. Of course, the IRS is wanting to give you guys status as a political party. Is that correct?
No, they do not want to
do
give.
not.
Right, do not. They don't like the Tea Party movement.
Go ahead.
Well, I believe the Tea Party, from my experience from different people across the state, is, we have two viable political vehicles to utilize in the Democrats and Republicans, and we had to find one that most closely aligned with, conservative religious principles. And so we picked the Republican Party, and our job as the Tea Party movement throughout the state is to actually get in and move that party right of center. That's our idea.
Okay. Sounds pretty good. So you have this big event coming up, and you have several speakers.
And a band. Right. So who are the speakers?
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. We've got Dave Agema coming. He's our state national committee man, or state committee man who represents us nationally. He's going to have a great speech. We've got local conservative leader Gary Glenn, president of the American Family Association. He's coming to speak. Also, we're blessed to have the local Christian band Second Mile.
Right.
All right, so this is 12 noon on Saturday, June 15th. We're going to be talking with Tab throughout this hour and finding out a little bit more about We the People and the Tea Party and what you guys stand for and what you're trying to accomplish. Maybe we can do that in the next break.
Sounds good.
This is your home in the country. Right now, it's Jay Cohen. Country and killing time on your home in the country. Good morning. I don't know if we're going to have a chance to get to some trivia a little bit later on this morning. We'll see how that goes. And of course, we'll look around and see what we have. It looks like we have a $25 gift certificate to Sullivan's Black Forest and down in Frankenmuth.
Which is worth the trip. Believe me, it's worth the trip.
Have you ever been there?
I have not.
Down by Bronner's. It's an incredible place to eat.
Yeah. Great food, great service, great atmosphere. It's really a nice place.
You'll have to check it out.
I will.
This is your home in the country. Tab Faber joining us in the studio from the Tea Party, or We the People of Gladwin County. Now, does every county have a group like yours? I mean,
not every county, no. There's quite a few. There's a few pockets that are empty right now, but what's nice is the parties that we do have, they do align and they do communicate. So,
do you ever have people from other counties asking you to come and help organize a club, if you will, in their county?
In the past, we certainly have joined efforts. In the last year, we haven't done a lot, but we're on an off cycle.
What do you consider, as far as we the people, what do you say is the biggest problem or dilemma that we have in government that you guys would like to see? If you could change one thing about our government, whether it's state, county,
And I love
federal.
how he's not even making eye contact with me because he knows what I'll go off on. But I'll let you go, Tab. All right, I'm gonna.
Do you have that
You're
kind
right.
of time today?
No, put it this way. I would have just cut her microphone off if that's. Oh, by the way, here, let's just see. Tab. Okay. Her microphone is now off. Go ahead.
Okay. My personal biggest concern is that regardless of which party we put into power, we seem to keep spending more money. That's the problem. We can't, instead of more programs, more spending, more help. Can't we just restructure the funding that we have? We've got some great people that we've sent to Lansing, and they want to really try to reassess and restructure government and get the cost down. But we've got a majority right now in our state with our House and Senate and governorship, and we still are talking about gas taxes. We're at $4 a gallon. We're talking about registration fees on our vehicles going up.
Gone up.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
Why do we give you a majority if you're talking about raising our taxes? Why don't we just restructure what we have?
Right. So use the budget. We all have to live on a budget. We all have to cut down on spending. But when you're in government, people are so used to services. They're so used to. We need to take a deep breath and say, what do we need, and what is just needs to be taken out. Yeah.
I agree.
So we have a picnic coming up, We the People, Saturday, June 15th, 12 p.m. The phone number you can call if you want more information is 989-435-2991.
Sure. What's that again?
435-2991.
That's what I thought you said.
Okay.
All right, this is your home in the country, 103 FM. Right now, it's Dirk's Medley.
She wants her nails painted black.
Wednesday. This is your home in the country, 103 FM. Good morning. Hey, we the people of Gladwin County, they're going to be hosting a meeting at the Beaverton Ross Lake Park for a picnic in the park Saturday at 12 o'clock on June 15th. Special speakers will be Gary Glenn and David Adjema, and the Second Mile Band will be playing. Tickets are just $10. Call 435-2991 if you'd like more information. It's 435-2991. This is your home in the country, 103 FM. Right now, it's Monday morning, news at the top of the hour at 8 o'clock. Coming up, we have a little bit of music from Carrie Underwood coming up, and maybe some Toby Keith as well. On your home in the country, Tab Faber joins us in the studio this morning to talk about We the People and the Tea Party. Mm-hmm. And of course, have they ever thought about actually staging another Tea Party in Boston? Have you ever heard of that?
I would go to that.
I'm sure there's probably someone planning something somewhere. Because it's not uncommon a thought. But I bet there's a party out there who's planning something.
In our last break, you were talking about government, state, federal, spending too much money. And of course, in the news last week, Gladwin County had decided to make some changes and lower expenses. At the state level, what is the one thing that you would, if you had control of the purse strings, what would you do as far as at the state level to reduce state expenditure? Any idea?
Jeez, oh, Pete. Where do you start?
I know. Let's start with number one and two.
Rather than targeting certain programs, what would happen if they just took, let's say, 10% across the board, to each one of your department heads, Secretary of State, Ruth, 10%. Figure it out, and you're not going to reduce services. You're not going to shut the whole thing down and just keep your salaries and wages.
Right.
And not serve the community. You still have to provide the same services, but you better figure, if you're smart enough to attract a $150,000 wage or whatever they make, seems like they should be able to figure out how to cut 10%. I know, like in our business, if we have to cut,
you know how to do it, right? But you can't cut your service, And Tab's a business owner. My dad's. That's the way it goes. There are cuts you have to make, but your customers can't see that. Your customers still get the service that they need.
There are individual issues that can be fought out one at a time, but if we really are in a budget crunch with unfunded liabilities out into the future, I think with all the different ideas, ideologies of our state, made up of a big variety of people, I think a 10% across the board should be acceptable to all. At least it's fair that way. And then the other issues we can fight over time, which we're always going to anyway.
Yeah, I'd like to fight over this.
You got to have something to do, right?
So what is one of the other the primary responsibility or desires of the Tea Party? What are you trying to accomplish, basically, just to reduce the size of government? Is that what I'm picking up?
Well, some degree. I think we want to get people involved in the political system. If you believe that we have a representative government, then it takes the people, they need to be involved so these people that we elect know what they're representing.
Right.
And we want to find principled people that aren't going to go into Lansing or Washington and just wait for the phone calls and emails and go with the wind. I say, that's how I call it or describe it. You want someone that's firm with their beliefs. That's what the primaries are for. You get behind somebody that you can believe in. You put them there, and you expect them, even if you don't agree with them, you expect them to stand for their principles and to not waver. Now, we need to find those people and put them in.
Right.
Aside from that, I think our primary goal as a Tea Party is to elect constitutional, fiscal, and moral conservatives to public office. We want less onerous laws. We want less excessive taxation. And really, we need to realize the importance of the sanctity of life. We need to find people and send them there with those ideals.
And that's where we've talked about this so many times. If you don't have a general respect for life, why do we respect liberty? Why do we respect personal property if we can't respect life? And that's where I always come from. So the picnic in the park,
June 15th.
June 15th. For more information, give a call to 435-2991. Tab, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Oh, thank you. Can I share a quote with you that I brought this morning? From Samuel Adams. He once said, if ever time should come when vain and aspiring men shall possess the highest seats in government, our country will stand in need of its experienced patriots to prevent its ruin.
Wow, very nice.
I think we're there.
Yeah.
This is your home in the country, 103 FM. Tab Faber joining us in the studio this morning on your home in the country. Good morning.